These are my new Joy-Cons. So, they're regular Joy-Con replacements? Yes. Do they work well enough? Yes. Do they have a secret feature that takes them from Joy-Con to Joy-Con Pro? Oh yes. Well, hello and welcome to the channel, and on today's video I'm going to be showing you these, my new Joy-Cons. I picked these up and they're okay, but they do have one killer feature. So join me as we turn up the lights, put these down on the tech desk and go through the Joyskypower Joy-Con replacements for your Nintendo Switch. Welcome down onto the tech desk. As we said in the introduction, we're going to be looking at these today. So this isn't a pair of alternative Joy-Cons. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over the features, we're going to go what you get in the box and everything like that, and then we're going to talk about its ace up its sleeve because it's got a really, really cool feature. I'll leave links down below where you can get hold of these, and I've actually reached out to the people that make it and got a cheeky discount as well, so you can stick a code in. They're not bad, okay? So they're not bad Joy-Cons. They're not brilliant Joy-Cons, but they are half the price of official Joy-Cons, which is great. If you need something for like kids or for spare, then definitely have a look at these ones. Okay, so when you get the box, here it is, there's the box and there's an instruction manual to get inside it. Spin it over and it's got all these colours on here. If you go and have a look down at the link below where I can only see 3 colours at the time of recording. The Animal Crossing ones, blue and red ones, and then they have what's called grey, which I think look quite cool. On the back here it says, look, that's like a Tom Nook colour and a black colour. I've not seen those yet, but they might add those in the future. The instruction manual has been translated from another language, so it's quite difficult to follow, but you do get the hang of it once you've kind of like, when you follow it and keep, because there's a couple of things you need to follow in regards to its special feature. And then you also get this, which is a charging cable for the Joy-Cons, because they charge in a little bit of a different way, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, so here they are then, let's go over them. Let's start off with the left Joy-Con. So let's start about the good things about this Joy-Con. Okay, the sticks, they're great. I've never had a problem with sticks. It's enough feedback for it to pull back, but they're not too loose to be all over the place. I had a really nice time using these sticks. No problems with those whatsoever. They are about the same size as the official Joy-Cons. They are flatter and rubber coated to make a nice grip. Got a turbo and screenshot, and they're nice and clicky. And then let's spin over here, the SL and SR, they're great. And then we have the LED indicators there, which perform lots of functions. Again, we'll talk about that later. And also, when you put it onto the Switch, it's really satisfying. It makes a really nice clicking noise. Okay, so really satisfying, and there's absolutely no wobble on that at all. But let's pick my latest my Joy-Con. So we've got the Joy-Con here with the OLED. Can you see it wobbling a little bit there? Okay, so as we know, it's got a bit of a wobble. Nothing on here. Absolutely solid as a rock. Brilliant. And then also, if you've noticed as well, if you spin it over, it's a lot kind of deeper, I would say, than a Joy-Con. Okay, so it's virtually the same size. Let's get another one up here. This is an official OLED one. So virtually the same kind of like width, a couple of millimeters off, but look at it, it's extra width. I think this is fantastic, this is deep. When I did open it up, I unscrewed it and opened it up just to have a look. So I thought it might be a massive battery or something. It's not, it's just the internals filling up some space there. But it really helps with grip. Okay, we'll put them both onto the Switch in a second, but I'll just talk about it. It really helps with grip. I think it's absolutely fantastic, super comfortable. Joy-Cons aren't uncomfortable in it, but they're super comfortable with that. Now on to the negatives, really. The D-pad, admittedly the D-pad is a personal thing, but for me, it's a bit spongy and it goes really flat as well. It goes under the level of the Joy-Con housing a little bit. So I found it a little bit difficult to use it, but it was okay. I mean, if I wanted to spin over to up and down, left, right, you could just keep your finger thumb on it and do that. It would have been nice if it had been a little bit more clicky. The L button at the top here, that's okay. You get a bit of a feedback from when pressing it, but the triggers here didn't really get much of a feedback. They're a bit spongy, if you ask me. It's literally just in and out. There's no real feedback to it. But that's it, really. And then very, very similar story. So we're going to whip over these. Exactly the same all around there, nicely gripped. The triggers all feel exactly the same. But the difference is the buttons here, they're okay. It's a button, it's not as clicky as an official Joy-Con, but it's good enough. I didn't have any problems with these. And then here we have a turbo and a home button. Oh, and on this one, the other turbo button. So if you're going to use the turbo, you can only use a turbo for these buttons on this one, and then you use the turbo button for these ones on here. Okay? So overall, not a bad pair of Joy-Cons at all. Let's put them onto the Switch. So this is an OLED Switch. It will work with the regular Switch and the OLED, obviously. On it goes, and there we go. Look at that. Just feels lovely holding it. Super comfortable. Like I said, Joy-Cons aren't particularly uncomfortable. It just takes it. If you don't want to use ones like this because you want to put them in a nice small case, because these are nice and comfortable as well, these are perfect. When you want to charge them, you need to put it onto the dock, and it will charge the Switch and it will charge the Joy-Cons at the same time. But if you wanted to charge them separately, what you need to do is use your included USB cable. So let's put the USB cable into the dock, and then these light up here. What you do is you slide these onto here, and then poke them in there, and then they start charging. Okay. When they are charging, I think these are probably fully charged. When they're charging, there we go. They go red, and then when they go blue, they are fully charged. So I believe that these two are fully charged. But it's nice to have a nice little LED indicator on there. And then when you've got them on there, you can still use the Joy-Cons if you want to. You can still use them like that, or if you want to, you use it like that. But you need to put your kind of finger over it, like so. But if you didn't want to do that, plunk them on the Switch. As long as it's on the dock, as per regular Joy-Cons, it will start charging. Okay, a couple of things I'm going to talk to you about, but we're going to do this handheld. If you take the Joy-Cons off, you can use them on the Switch without them actually being attached. But the thing is, like regular Joy-Cons really, most Joy-Cons I've had, they won't wake up the Switch, no matter what you do. Okay, so it's trying to pair. As you can see, it won't pair. But if I turn the Switch on, it instantly pairs. Okay. Same with the other one. Wait for it to pair up. There we go, done. Okay, let's put it on to handheld just so I can show you. What we're going to do now is we're just going to go into a few of the settings that we normally go into. Controllers. And the first thing you'll notice here is really nice. It has the Animal Crossing colour, so it registers the colours for the Joy-Cons. It's a small thing, but I just think that's quite nice that it registers the colours. And we're going to go to System Settings. Controllers and sensors, test input devices, test controller buttons. Okay, so this is where you're going to do your turbo button. So you would hold down turbo and then press, let's say for B, for example, and then if, as you can hear, as B. Okay, let's just come out of that just to show you. Ready? I've got turbo on B. There you go. Okay, and then to cancel that, press turbo and B again. As you can see, it cancels it. Let's do our thing of calibrating the control sticks. So let's do the left-hand one. Okay, it's a little bit stuck in the 4 points there, but not too bad. Let's do the right-hand one. There's no drift. I wouldn't expect drift. I've only had these a couple of weeks. I wouldn't expect any drift anyway. So finally, I just want to talk to you about its killer feature. Basically, these Joy-Cons have amiibos built in. We've done a video on a controller that does that. It's just these Joy-Cons are virtually the same, but they have all of the amiibos built in, and you can program the amiibos in. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you. So I've got the Switch up there. We need to have the Joy-Cons off of the Switch because you need to be able to see these lights in here. And you also need the instruction manual. Okay, so if you look on here, it tells you all about which games have it and what you need to do for the kind of like combination to actually get them. So you've got 12 games here: Legend Breath of the Wild, Animal Crossing, Fire Emblems, etc., etc. We're going to be using Mario Kart, and if we look in the next column, we need to see that LED 1, 2, and 3 need to flash. Okay, so that's LED 1, 2, and 3 on the Joy-Con need to flash for it to be into Mario Kart mode. If you were using it for Animal Crossing, LED 2 needs to flash on its own. And the way you change that is by pressing the plus and the home button. So we'll do that before we get into the game. And then we're looking for 1, 2, and 3 to flash. So press plus and home. No, 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 no. There we go. So there we go. So 1, 2, and 3 flash. So we know we are in Mario Kart mode. And what we're going to do now is you're going to fire up Mario Kart. And then for Mario Kart, what you need to do is you need to go into the Amiibo section. So you go down to Amiibos down here. And now you need to tell it that you want to do the Amiibos. And the way you do that is you just click in the right stick. Okay, and if you look on the animation, it comes up. Now here we go. Here's the caveat. It will just cycle through all of the Amiibos that are programmed into here. So it will do this one first. Okay, so you go, okay, I've already done that one. And as you can see with the ticks there, these are the ones that I've already done. So if I press it again, it will do another suit, which I've already been unlocked. Fine. Let's do another suit. Press it again. Yeah, I've unlocked that one. Let's... the Mii suit has already been unlocked. Fine. We're going to try it for the next Amiibo. Already unlocked that one. Finally, I've got to my next one that I haven't unlocked. Okay, so now if you want to change it and you change it to a different game and then you go back to Mario Kart, you will have to go through those Amiibos again. Okay, there's no way of controlling which Amiibo, unfortunately. So for another game, if you press the plus and the home, you go to a different one. So that's a different game. I'm not sure which game that is. You'll see it in the manual. But then we want to flick back to Mario Kart, which is 1, 2, and 3. Remember, there we go. Start the software again. And then if we fire up the Amiibo on here by holding down the right stick, there we go. We started again. So unfortunately, you just got to rattle through them. So this is kind of, if you want to just do it, with things like Breath of the Wild, it will do a random one and it will throw out some treasure for you randomly. This one just goes through, Mario Kart just goes through the certain ones. But having said that, I've not had any of these Amiibos, so it works. It works a treat. It's just you've got to go through all of the Amiibos. So there we go. And that was my look at these Joy-Cons. I think they're great as a spare pair of Joy-Cons because it does everything you need to do. It does the motion, it does rumble, it has a turbo, it has the Amiibo functionality. The rumble, albeit not HD rumble, is pretty good. I'm quite enjoying the rumble. You get 2 hours charging on this. You're going to get over 10 hours worth of off Joy-Con play, which is fantastic for third-party Joy-Cons. Really, really nice. Doesn't add any space to it, kind of like width to it. So if you were looking to put it into, let's say, the most popular case I own is the Orsley one, even on the longer OLED, you've got no problems about fitting this to a case. I think this is a great alternative Joy-Cons. If you're looking to it for like something like for kids or for spare, then you can also whack all of your Amiibos on there. Superb. So there we have it then. That was my look at my new Joy-Cons. So these, they're not going to win any awards, are they, for Joy-Con replacements? But that killer feature of having the Amiibos built in is pretty good, albeit with the caveat that it just rotates. But having said that, not too bad. If you're keen on getting the Amiibos for all of your games, definitely worth going and have a look at these. I'll leave a link down below where you can get hold of them and with a cheeky discount as well. Okay, that's it then. Thanks very much then. Till the next video. Bye-bye.